Don't stop.
Hi, thanks so much for joining me on the Everything and Anything and a Bit Gay podcast, and this is The Gay Bit. I'm your host, Zach Friedman, and I'm bringing you my Friday Gay Bit. You thought my show wasn't gay enough for you this week? We really fucking gay it up today, make it real gay. And today, I'm going to tell a story about the night that me and my friends decided to go out. We thought it was going to be a peaceful dinner, and it turned out everything but that. So let me tell you what happened Thursday night in Boston. Me and three of my friends decided to go to dinner. Two of my friends I know well. You've probably heard their names, Mark and Sam. And they brought another friend who I met at one point or another at a bar. Don't remember because I was too busy and just talking to other people in the bar, probably drunk. And his name is Nick. And so me, Nick, and Sam went to dinner, had a nice time. Trying to think what food we had. Does it even matter? Mediterranean food. And we had shared all this different Mediterranean food. Great restaurant. Had a great time. Met the manager of the restaurant, who's actually going to be a guest on my show. She's a pansexual woman. And I have not had a pansexual person on my show before. So I'm going to bring her on. And I loved her. And she just had a good vibe about her. So we will be talking with her in the upcoming episodes. But let me just kind of tell you this little story because it's quite fascinating. And stick through it because the next day is even better. So, or is it? Not better, but it's a story. So we have dinner, we have a great time. We all are like, I think everybody's tired from a long week. I think everybody's just kind of feeling exhausted overall, just from work and just what's happening in the world and happening in life. And I had a espresso martini for dinner to start off with. And then I had a glass of wine. Then I had another glass of wine. I actually had 3 drinks at dinner. I should have probably just been like, that's good. That's good for the night. But nope, that's not at all where we stopped. We decided we were going to go out. We went to our first bar, a new bar that we haven't all gone to together, and I haven't been there in years. I'll just say the name of the bar. It's Cathedral Station in Boston. And it was crowded. There was a lot of people there. They had a fun thing that they were doing, which was like a song karaoke, where they play karaoke and you have a bingo card, and my friend Mark won. So they were playing some like old kind of like 80s and 90s songs, and I'm trying to think like what songs they were playing. Jesse's Girl, some Journey songs. Then they played some more early 2000s songs. Like, it was just fun because they'd played like a minute long of the song and then go to the next one. And I just couldn't pay attention to my bingo card. So I gave it to my friend Sam, and he was like doing mine and his. And, I was being the busy little gay that I was that night and going around, just walking. I wanted to see the outside and seeing who was there, and came back. And I don't know, like I had a margarita there. So now we're on drink 4 because I've been wanting to count how many drinks I had that night. I did not finish the margarita because, I didn't finish it. It wasn't so great. And then we decided to go to our next bar. We took an Uber. Did we take an Uber? I don't remember. Yes, we did, because I got in trouble from Sam because Sam got us the Uber, and he told me to behave because he didn't want to hurt his rating for the Uber. And I did behave because I remember it was a woman driver. I sat up front, which I always hate sitting up front in an Uber, but I sat up front and they sat in the back. And the woman was very beautiful, like so pretty. And I kept telling her, like, I'm gay, but I think you're pretty. And was I a little drunk? Yes. But I only had 3.5 drinks. I wasn't like totally like an intoxicated asshole jerk or making a fool out of myself. But I'm like, oh, because she had like really beautiful skin. I just remember. And I told her for the 2-minute drive that we had, and she just kind of like looking at me like, okay, thanks. I don't give a fuck what you say. Just tip me and get the fuck out of my Lyft or Uber or whatever we were in. And then we got out and Sam's like, I knew you couldn't do it. I knew you had to talk. And I'm like, okay. But I was being nice. Like I wasn't telling her I hated her or she was ugly. I was like giving her all compliments, like a nice gay boy should do to a woman. So that was that. We went into trophy room and we seen some people we knew, and I seen one of my old friends that me and Sam ended up going out with and staying out to 2 o'clock in the morning several months ago. And it happened to be his birthday. His name was Patrick. Shout out to Patrick if you're listening. And we bought him, I wanted to do a shot with him for his birthday. But you know what? I did not need that big of a shot. I mean, this was like an extra big shot glass. We got Casamigos shot. And whenever I did the shot and I'm just like, it's in my mouth. And I'm like, ooh, I can't even swallow this because it's so much and it's going to burn and make me choke. I did it, didn't spit it out, did it. I felt like I just had that face where I'm just like, nope, shouldn't have done that. As I continue drinking a vodka soda, I had another vodka soda. So how many drinks is that? 3, 4, 5. So we're at, wait, 3 at dinner, a half of one, 3.5. The shot, we'll count that as 2 probably, because it was a big shot. So 5.5 plus the vodka soda, 6.5. So 6.5 drinks. Got another vodka soda, 7.5 drinks. So now this is all making sense. But there was a guy that so the other interesting thing is that I did a podcast about a guy that was in P-Town that I met at a bar. And it's Patrick's friend. And he was the one that was really not nice to me. And I was drunk at this point. And I told Patrick, I'm like, oh yeah, your friend, I don't remember his name. And like, he was really mean to me. He was a real asshole to me in Provincetown. Like I said, I was on gummies and I had some drinks and stuff. And I probably was like interrupting him talking to my friend. So it's not all his fault, but he was really like, he came back and like was really nasty. And he goes, oh, he's here. I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't say a word to the guy. I could care less about him. I looked over at him once when he said he's here, pretended he doesn't exist because he doesn't exist to me. Don't care about him at all. Told Patrick at the podcast, and Patrick was like confused. He's like, really? That's not like him at all. I'm like, well, that was him. And the reason I know that was him is because my friend that I was with, Greg, said, wow, what a Boston gay. And this is the same group of people that said Boston gays are the nice ones and the Dorchester gays are not the nice ones. But turned out that they were wrong. Patrick is so sweet. Patrick is a really, really, really nice guy. Like Patrick a lot. Like Patrick is somebody like I would be friends with outside of these group of people. Like I'd go to dinner with Patrick and like buy him dinner because he's really nice. His friend, not so much. His friend I could care less if I ever see again. But his friend was there, did not say a word to him, gave him one look when Patrick said he was there, completely ignored him. Glad I got to see Patrick on his birthday. He was having a great time. He had lots of cute friends with him. They left. Who knows where they went? And then we should have went home at that point. Like we all should have went home. And we'll be right back. Okay, now back to the show. I, being the friendly drunk I am, at least I'm a friendly drinker. Like I'm not an asshole that wants to start fights with people. I am the nice person that when I drink, I'm like too nice. I'm like, I want to buy everybody shots. I want to buy everybody drinks. Let's drinks on me, everybody. And then I go home with a $9,000 credit card bill. Not 9,000, but I have left a bar before. And I'm like, how did I get $12,000 worth of drinks in 2 hours? Because I bought everybody in the fucking bar a shot before. Several shots. So we met another guy named Allie, and my friend Sam, I think, thought he was cute. I think they maybe made out a little bit. So I can't even remember. So we decided we were going to go to Alley Bar. Alley, not Allie, the guy we met, but an alley bar. It's a bar that's in the alley and a bar in Boston. I haven't been there in years. And we walk into Alley Bar and I'm like, hey, we're here. Like nobody gave a shit that we were there, but I thought we were walking in. But I have to say, everybody in there was really, really nice. Yeah, it's not a crowd. Like, I don't even remember, like, I can't even describe the crowd because the crowd was so mixed. So this bar must stay open till 2, I guess. I don't even know what time it was when we got there. It felt late. So it's now me, Allie, who we met, Sam and Mark, the 4 of us walk in. And we get drinks. So it's another vodka soda. So am I at 8.5 drinks now? I guess I'm at 8.5. God. So I'm at 8.5 drinks. And we just start meeting people and talking to people. And we're having fun. And the reason why I remember the people that we met is because I have an iPhone and I documented this with pictures. And I am going to post these pictures on my Instagram later today. But apparently, we met somebody because I don't remember this guy. We met a guy that was wearing a cowboy hat. And I have pictures. I remember wearing the cowboy hat once I seen the pictures, but I took pictures of Sam in the cowboy hat. And I remember the guy being really friendly. And I don't know why he had a cowboy hat on, but he did. And he let us all wear it. And then some guy came up to me and he was a very tall ginger guy. And I don't know why he kept hugging me. At this point, I probably had another drink and he kept hugging me. And I had to ask my friend Mark and Sam about this guy. I think he may have worked there, but I gave him my necklace that I was wearing for some reason. And then I realized, okay, that necklace was like $500 or $600. So we're going to get the necklace back. And he was checking IDs at the front door. So he did work there for sure. It's all coming back a little bit now. So I went to the front door and I said, do you really want that necklace? He goes, no. I said, okay, I'm going to take it off. So I took it off of him. He was really nice, but he wanted to give me another hug. When he did, great, fine. And then I go back to my friends. I'm standing there. And then some guy walks up to me. And the only thing I remember is that he had dreads. And he kept asking me, we have a connection, don't we? I'm like, no, we don't. We don't have a connection. He goes, no, we do. Like, do you feel it yet? And I'm like, nope. Don't remember that at all. Don't remember. I mean, I don't remember. I don't think I've ever met you before. And he kept telling me that we had a connection. And I felt like 3 hours. He kept telling me we had a connection and he kept trying to convince me. And it was probably only like 5 or 6 minutes, but I kept telling him no, like there's no connection there. I don't feel that connection. If there is one, I'm not feeling it today. I just remember he had dreads and he had really, really blue contacts in, I think. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I know I couldn't pay attention to him telling me that we had a connection for very long. And I know it was exhausting. And then I know that I had to go to the other side of the bar to get away from him. And I feel like there was somebody else that we were talking to saying, oh, yes, there was a guy from LA. God, he was so nice. And we bought him a drink for sure. But what was his name? Maybe he gave me his phone number. I don't know. I think he lives in Boston now and he's from LA. God, it's really weird. It's starting to come back to me as I'm saying all this out loud. The purpose of this is to tell you, I'll tell you the purpose at the end of this podcast, what the purpose of all this is. Not just to tell you a night that I don't have out like this that often, but a night that we had out. Then me and Mark went to the other side of the bar, literally other side of the bar, and there was a guy sitting there by himself. And he looked cute. And I remember what he looks like now, but I could not totally remember the next day. And we sit down next to him and he said he's from Israel. I'm like, okay, cool. And Mark told me in a text the next day that he said he was a death pilot. I'm like, I don't even know what is a death pilot? And Mark basically says he kills people and murders them. I'm like, the guy's like saying he's a murderer. And we're like sitting there, why are we talking to him? And then Mark also told me in a text message that I was like wagging my finger in his face. And the guy said like, please stop pointing at me like this. I'm surprised the guy didn't try to murder me or something. I made it home and I'm here. So he didn't murder me. And then he just said that the guy was just so sad about life. Maybe I should have brought Mark on this podcast with me. Mark won't come on the podcast, but I should have probably brought Mark on so he could have like filled in the gaps. I remember talking to him about things, but I have no idea. Like, I feel like we talked to him for a long time and we ordered another drink. So we're probably well over 10 drinks at this point. I don't think we did any more shots in Alley Bar, but God, I don't even know. So Next thing I remember is that I am standing outside. So there's a gap, too much drinking. This is where, yeah, we're going to get to the point of the story in a moment. But I was outside Alley Bar, and then I don't know why I walked out. I don't think I said bye to anybody. I think I just walked out. I was probably done talking. I was probably over socialized, and I was just probably ready to go home. Probably wasn't sure how I was going to get home in an Uber, but thank God my friend Mark walked out and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I think I'm going home, but how do I get there?" I owe Mark a lot because Mark, he was smart enough not to drink as much as I did. Took my phone, got me an Uber. It felt like it took a long time because we kept meeting people on the street. So he says, I tried to marry this, not marry them, ordain a ginger couple's relationship. And they're like, no, we're not ready to get married yet. And then somebody else came up to us, and I have his number on my phone. His name is Alex. Don't know why. Don't remember him at all. And we were talking and standing there waiting for the Uber. And I told Mark to hug people as they walked by, and he wouldn't. This is what Mark told me. I don't remember any of this. It's very sad. And we'll be right back. Okay, and now back to the show. And then I do remember getting in the Uber, and I remember I couldn't close the door, and Mark was like, bye, text me when you get home. Don't remember the Uber drive home. Blacked out at that point. The only thing I remember is the next day, I'm in my bed. I changed into my night shirt. I know I brushed my teeth and washed my face that night because my toothbrush wasn't like sitting in the charger anymore. So I know I brushed my teeth and washed my face when I got home. And I woke up, I don't know what time I got home, maybe 2:30. Don't remember coming inside the house at all. And I woke up with a horrible, horrible, horrible headache. And I went to brush my teeth in the morning, and as soon as I put my toothbrush near my mouth, I'm like, I got to throw up. I threw up. I couldn't eat anything. I'm like, and then finally, like, this is like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. I took a shower. I'm laying there. I woke up around 12. I'm like, I have to eat something. And so I'm like, I'll eat something greasy and gross. So I ordered McDonald's and chicken McNuggets. They came. I took 2 bites of the cheeseburger, and I'm like, nope. Tried to eat a half a chicken McNugget, said nope, and then just got a huge water and just drank the whole Stanley cup of water, like 42 ounces of water. And I kept doing that throughout the day and trying to go back to sleep, and I just couldn't sleep. And my mind just kept kind of wandering, like, what else happened last night? Why can't I remember that? And then that afternoon, we started our group text with me, Mark, and Sam, kind of recapping the night. Sam was not in good shape either. My friend Mark, who does not sleep, I really think he could be a vampire. He got home probably at when I did, 2 or 2:30. And then he went to the Brookshires to go to his house at 5 in the morning because he had stuff he had to do out there. And then he had to work that night to do an overnight shift at where he works. Like crazy. I could not have done that. So I'm saying all this story because it was a fun, fun night. But my real take home for this story is a person in their 50s should not be behaving this way. And I'm talking about myself. I should not be having hangovers the way I did. I had a 2-day hangover. Friday, when I woke up, I was sick with a headache, throwing up. My stomach bothered me all day. That night, all I had to eat was soup and bread from Panera. And I don't even like Panera that much, but that's the only thing I could eat was a piece of bread from them and the soup, and I could eat nothing else. And I had a lot of water. My husband got me Gatorade. And that made me feel better, but I still went to bed very early that night after trying to sleep all day and still felt horrible. And the next morning on Saturday, I woke up and I still was not 100%, but I woke up and we have these frozen croissants with sausage, egg, and cheese in them. And I made one of those and I ate the whole thing. And it's not something I normally eat for breakfast because I think it's so gross and greasy. And then I ate a whole protein bar and then I ate a yogurt. So because I had nothing really to eat but a chicken noodle soup because I threw everything up. So I had maybe 200, 300 calories the day before. So I was starving. And then I went back to sleep for a while after having my breakfast, slept a lot of the day, and then finally woke up at 5 o'clock and I felt like a normal human being again. But that was like a day and a half later, almost 2 days later. So again, moral of the story, somebody in their 50s should not be behaving this way. Somebody in their 50s should not be having 12 drinks. And somebody in their 50s should not have a 2-day hangover. And if you do have a 2-day hangover when you're in your 50s, you deserve it. You deserve to feel like shit for 2 days. And I deserved every second that I felt horrible. But I have to say, all this being said, I am a nice drunk, which thank God I'm not one of those drunks that want to fight people and they get angry and get out of control. I'm just super over friendly and I want to be everybody's friend. I want to buy everybody drinks and I want everybody to get married and have happy. And I want to tell everybody, even if they're not cute and pretty and hot and handsome, I want to tell them that I think they are anyway. So that's my story. The moral of the story again, watch what you drink. Don't be a Zach. Don't be a Zach that goes out and has a hangover for almost 2 days. I mean, we all do it. We've all been there. So, I'm not embarrassed, even though I overanalyzed everything I did that night. And I even am doing that a little now as I'm saying all this stuff, but I didn't do anything mean to anybody. So that's all that really counts to me. As long as I wasn't nasty to anybody and I wasn't mean to anybody, I don't care. Like I can make an ass out of myself, whatever, because everybody does it. I wasn't falling on the ground. I wasn't tripping over. I don't know. As long as you're kind to people, who cares if you have a little too much to drink? But you shouldn't. Like you shouldn't have blackout moments whenever you're in your 50s. You just shouldn't. You shouldn't have blackout moments when you're in your 40s, probably even your 30s. I think that's like a 20-something year old should be doing that. Not me, not my friends. But lesson learned because that will not be me again. I have learned a lesson and I can tell you that will stick with me because I will not happen to me again. That was the last time in this lifetime that I will be that drunk again and stuff. So I don't know. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't worth it, but it was a fun time with my friends. And if I just didn't have that bad hangover the next day, it would have been worth it. But I don't know, maybe it was worth it. But anyway, thanks for listening to me share a night of my drunken, stupid night. That was really fun. And for anybody that's in Boston listening to this, if I met you that night, hopefully I bought you a shot. If you were Alex, who was the guy in my phone that you gave me your number, apparently I'm going to be ordaining your wedding with your girlfriend at some point in your life. So text me. I'm happy to do it. But to the ginger working at Alley Bar, thanks for giving me my necklace back and for giving me hugs. And for the man with the dreadlocks, I still don't have a connection with you. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Let's meet again and see. Maybe we were meant to be best friends somehow or something. I don't know. I don't even know what the connection is you're talking about, but hey, we can be friends. Thanks for listening. If you have not subscribed to this podcast, subscribe because I have good stories every Friday, and I think I do anyway. Maybe this wasn't a good story. I think it was a good story. I think it's a lesson learned story also. But yeah, subscribe to my podcast and leave a review because the more reviews I get, the more people that will listen to this podcast. And I'm trying to grow it and get a more audience and get more people to hear it because I have really fun and important guests on this show. I have authors, I have psychic mediums, I have actors, I have Broadway actors, I have everything on my show. People who I think are really interesting on my show. So thanks for listening. I'll be back on Sunday with a brand new guest. Thanks for listening.